We continue with our assignment, and now we're gonna work on the site plan or the topo surface. On the first sheet of your handout is the actual site plan. From the Learning Web, you need to download the site plan DWG file so we can use in this next step. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. In your floor plan view, we're gonna go to Insert tab on the ribbon, and we're going to import a CAD file. Okay, we need to find it wherever you saved it. In my case, it should be under Handout and then Site Plan right here. And just accept all the defaults and hit Open. And it's going to bring it in. There it is. There's my CAD file. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to line it up with my house footprint. So I'm going to select it and then move from this corner. I'm going to zoom in really close. It's to the corner of my house to about right there. Okay, so now I have my house lined up with my CAD file, and I'm going to use the CAD file to trace my topo surface. Okay, so in order to create the topo surface, you need to be in the site view over here. Okay, now I have everything on here, my roof plan, my floors, and all that I don't need in this view. Let me get rid of this one for right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to hide it in this view. But before I do that, I want to make sure that everything other than the floors is selected. So I say OK, and right mouse click, hide in view, elements. Okay, so the only thing I have of my 3D model is the floors, but I only need my first floor. I don't need my second floor, which is this one. So I'm going to hide that one in view, and I don't need my balcony either, so hide that one. And that's all I want. I want my first floor and porch and garage to show. Okay, so here's our CAD drawing, and the first thing we're going to do is the topo surface. So back in this view site, we go to the Massing and Site tab, and we're going to click on Topo Surface. We're going to create our flat site work at -6 inches from the finished floor, from the first floor level. Okay, so in our elevation, we're going to say -6 inch. And we're going to place some points, and I'm going to click somewhere over here, and then here, and then I'm going to trace all the way around my CAD drawing. And remember what I told you in class, the closer the points, the smoother the surface is, but it'll take you longer to do, so I'm just going to speed it up right here. Just add some real quick points. And then right about there, I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to select that and give it a material. And look for something called Site Grass right here. OK. So if we go to our 3D view, there we go. That's our grass. And because we're 6 inches below the house level, then we should be able to see our porch and our garage. That's what we want. Okay, now we're going to do the ditch. I'm going to go back to my site view, and I'm just going to do one side, and you guys can do the rest of it. I'm going to do a little bit of the corner and a little bit on the sides. So go to, you select the topo surface you just created, and we're going to edit that surface. We're going to place some more points. And we still want them at -6 inches. So I'm going to start here. And this is the -6 inch elevation. And I'm going to do my turn here. I'm just defining the area of my ditch. Now once these points are set, you can always move them. So just grab the point and move them to wherever you want. So all these points were at -6 right here. That's good. That's what I want. Okay. Next, I want to create the inside of my ditch at minus, let's say minus, I don't know, 2'6". Whoops, undo. Looks like I had a point created there. Or point selected. I don't want anything selected when I create my new one. Place point, minus 2'6". Okay. No. Minus 2'6". Now I got it. Okay. Here I'm going to start placing the first one. And I'm just going to go all the way across. And I have those points spaced out pretty close to each other. Okay, so you're going to get something that looks like that. Now, once we finish our Toposurface and we look at it in 3D, save the project. Okay, we start getting the look of our ditch right here. Hope you can see it in this video. Let me see if I can, there we go. We can see the bottom. So yes, that surface is being extruded down minus 2'6" from a reference plane. In this case, it's the first floor level. Let me change that view. Okay. So that's how you create your different elevations. Now let's take a look at real quick at the sidewalk and the culverts. Now in side plan view, we have this. Our Cad drawing file shows us where the sidewalk's going to go, which is right here. It goes all the way to the end of the street, and we have our driveway and then the culverts. Okay, so the sidewalks are going to be created using component model in place. And I'm going to use the site category to create those. And I don't know, I'm just going to call it paving 1. You can name it whatever you want. It's going to be an extrusion, and I want these to be created from my first floor level, which is a working plane. Let's see, it's going to start at minus 5.5 inch, and it's going to end at minus what? Let's do minus 11 inch. See what happens. And the material that I want is a concrete. So if I do concrete search, I should have this one, concrete cast in place. And we're ready to go. So I'm just going to draw a little bit of my sidewalk by tracing my CAD file. And I'm not going to get too detailed, but you guys get the idea, and you can do it as detailed as possible. Make sure it's a closed loop, and then I hit OK, and I'm going to make sure that when I look at it in 3D, it's correct. So remember that when we created the Toposurface, this one, oops, let me finish my model, there we go. We created this one at minus 6 inches below our working plane. And then we created our sidewalk at minus 5.5 inches. So that's why we see a 1/2 inch of the sidewalk sticking above the grass. That's okay, that's what we want. And then I gave it a thickness for the sidewalk. Okay, so now let's take a look at the culvert. So the rest of the sidewalk will be continued all the way, and same thing with the driveway. Make sure you get the radiuses here in the front to access the street. And we're going to do the culvert that goes underneath the sidewalk, and we'll see how that works. So back to our component model in place. Oops, not that one. Component model in place. It's going to be a site category. Hit OK and call it Culvert. 1, whatever. Okay, I'm going to go to my side plan view, and I'm just going to trace it. I'm going to go from here to here. Looks like I missed it, so I'm just going to align it. Align it to that point. And I'm going to say it's going to start at, I'm going to do it below my sidewalk. So that was at -11. And it's going to go down to -3 feet. And it's also going to be concrete material. Hit apply, and then OK. Let's take a look. So there I see it. It's right there. And now I'm going to create the pipe that goes right through it. So let me see. I should have it open. Yes. So this is what I'm creating right here. I'm creating this component. So I've got the square piece first, and I'm going to do the pipe and then the void inside of the pipe. So back to this view. I'm still in edit mode, so I'm still editing this component. So I'll go to my create tab, and I'm going to do an extrusion. And here I'm going to set the working plane to be this vertical face by picking my plane. That vertical face, if I show it, it's right there. And I'm going to draw a circle. So I'm just going to eyeball it somewhere about right there. And it's going to start, let's see, it's going to take a little guesswork here. Let's try it at 6, no, let's try it at 1 foot from the working plane. And I don't remember how wide the sidewalk is, but I'm just going to say -6 feet. It's going to be a concrete material, and let's see how that looks. Looks like it's not long enough. No problem. I can go to my site view. I see it there. I'm just going to stretch it into place. So it's about right there. Again, using my CAD file to trace, and I've got it. So I'll go back to my 3D view, and I have it right there. Okay, now there's 2 ways to create the void inside of that pipe. One way is to edit the extrusion, and then I'm just going to offset, make sure it's copied about 2 inch to create another circle right there, and then hit OK, and that creates that void because I told it to extrude that shape using those 2 circles. So it creates a solid piece, and then it creates a void in the other one. But when I do that, it doesn't create the void through the box that we created first. So let's undo this, and we're going to use a different tool to help us create that void. In this case, it's going to be the void form right here. So I'm going to do a void extrusion, and I'm going to select my working plane. I'll pick that face, make sure I have it. Yes, that's one I want. Do a circle, and I want to snap to the center of my circle shape that I have in there. So I'm going to type on the keyboard SC, snap circle, and it finds it for me. And I'm just going to eyeball it for now right there. And I'm going to accept, it's going to be, it's actually going to start at 0 from the working plane and minus, I don't know, 7. Hit apply, and then hit OK. It looks like it went the wrong direction. No problem. I just changed that. Hit apply, and hit OK. And let's take a look, see if it worked. Looks like it did not work, so let's go take a look, see what happened. I need to select my void first. Edit in place. That one. And I'm just going to extend it out all the way. And hit OK. but for some reason it didn't go through our box. No problem, we can always create another one. So let's go back in here, edit in place. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to edit this extrusion. Nope, not that one. I'm going to create a void extrusion. Pick my working plane. That one. Let's show it. Okay, that's correct. And I'm just going to draw a circle. And again, I want to snap to the center of that one, so SC right there. Draw my circle and extrude it. And again, it's going in the wrong direction. I'm just going to grab the grip and stretch it this way. Hit OK. Let's take a look to see if it worked. And now it did. It goes all the way through right there. So we got our first culvert done. Now what do? Well, you can either do it from scratch all over again, or easier yet, I'm going to go to my side plan, select my component I just created with all those different shapes, and mirror it to the other side. So I just pick a point, mirror, there it is. Let's take a look, and you got it on the other side, and you just keep on going. Now over here on the driveway, what would you do? You already have it drawn, just copy it over there, change the sizes, and you're good to go. So good luck, and you'll be turning that in on the next class day.